Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Wasn't me.
Okay. Um, so who's gonna give the recap? Max, why don't you give the recap today? Or for me?
Okay. So in the last session, we were up in the academy. We all grouped up and we waited for real questions in the Hall of Heroes. Carl learned a new spell, and then we had a bit of a question session where we answered and got a bunch of information from different individuals in the academy. Then we came down. We headed down to the forum. And the Gora, and we went in there and we went looking at shops and stuff. That was the episode before, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was mainly going through the Hall of Heroes stuff.
Yes.
You did some research.
Uh,
Some of it was interesting.
the Plane Master is interested in joining us
When you go traveling.
when we go traveling to the sea, through the sea, Arisian Sea.
Not the Arisian Sea. The Cerulean Gulf.
Cerulean
into the
Gulf.
Forgotten Sea.
What's the Arisian? What is Arisian?
It's like the Arisian Sea is just like the Arisians like have claimed a section of the Cerulean Gulf for themselves because
okay.
because they want to be different to Mitros.
Are they on the east side?
They're on the east side of Talea, yeah.
And then so we got some information, and then we were I think we were considering some questions about the cult of the snake, which apparently causes some issues, which we think there might be Medusa, that might be the head honcho of that gang, and we were thinking about investigating that. I think at the moment, there was a few other topics we talked about, such as the Minotaurs, but I think that was our first port of call. I think that brings us to where we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you were in the middle of a very busy tavern that is currently not shown there because if I threw out as many tokens as would be required, it would be ludicrous. But you were currently in the Satu's Tale, a very infamous tavern for being different from night to night, different clientele. It's currently very kind of sailor themed tonight, but you did start talking to and you did play the little jig with the satyr for Exxon. And he gave you a little bit more like knowledge about like something you were asking about the ship that went out that was apparently lost out in sea, meant to be in port, and then you also were asking him about like this kind of cult of the snake rumors and the people being turned to stone. At which he loudly proclaimed that you want to talk to the people, to what are they called, Grecos and Nero, over in the far corner. That they know all about that, and he was kind of in like the kind of tone was just like finally I'll get to kind of throw those guys under the bus. Was the kind of vibe you got. I don't know, is there anything else that you were talking to him about? Can't think of anything. So you're now still in conversation with him. You had a little conversation with the barkeep, found him to be a bit of a dismissive asshole, but he gave you the time of the day at first, before you just found an opportunity to shoot you off onto someone else. What do you want to know? What do you want to do? You're in the bar?
So, sorry everyone. Who wants to go question those cult of the snake chaps? See what they got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's also there's a guy over there that's looking quite interesting, but we can Yeah, we'll go to the cult of the snake first.
Sure.
Do you want to go together, or all of us, or do you want to just 2 of us or 3 of us?
I mean, whoever wants to. I'm definitely want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'll go.
Cool.
I'll follow with. Just let me buy some bread real quick from this tavern.
You want to buy some bread? Yeah, sure.
I want
You
to
can
buy some bread from this. Yeah.
Wait, which guys are we going to?
Down in the bottom right corner.
Oh, that,
You see, there's two.
I
There's
can
two
see,
guys.
You can see how spooky they are.
This one on the right hand side. Okay, I'll just say a pause here. This one on the right hand side is sorry, bottom left at the end of the table. He's just like sitting there on his own, just kind of nursing a like a small little cup. While it's like the noise of the tavern around him, is he's just kind of like sitting there. Meanwhile, the two that you see in front of you, they they're just kind of like both leaning back and they're having like a quiet conversation between each other. They both look similar. Oh, who did we lose? We lost Brian. They both look similar. Like and similar enough that you can probably make out that they're siblings. And they're not like they seem relaxed, but you guys are familiar enough with them, with like armed individuals to know that these guys are not afraid to fight, and look like they might be capable just from the way they sit, the way they look. They look experienced.
Yeah. That won't
Okay.
deter us anyway. We're ready for the violence.
Mm.
Always ready.
Could I just talk? Wait. Could I just talk to Phoebe and? Is this just Phoebe and myself and Prometheus that are going over? Is it?
Yeah. Carl has stepped over to the bar to
Just buy 2 quick buns.
You're buying 2 buns.
Yeah, 2 like pieces of bread or whatever he has behind them.
Okay,
behind
that'll
the
cost
thing
you
that I can take
2
with me.
copper.
All right.
I wanna
I'll just
buy
throw it down on the table, take it, and then go back with the crowd.
Which crowd are you staying with? So, Viger will not like. Just question is, are all of you going over to that table or not?
I say.
Yes. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because then Viger will join you.
Okay.
Because I want to also buy something though.
All right. So in this particular case, the 2 of you go to the bar. Kira's gonna hang with you guys. She doesn't really feel the need to go over. So what are you buying, Leia?
I want to buy the strongest booze they have. Just made it in a bottle.
You got some of it. It was like this. It was like a.
Is it the same one?
It was a cup. Yeah, it was a cup, and it's
Oh,
like
give me
you
this drink.
got it last time.
Oh, did I? I didn't take monies out though. You can tell me how much it was.
Oh, you didn't get charged for it.
Oh shit! It's free. Oh shit! Okay, I put it in the bottle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, so you would be over there. Meanwhile, Kira sticked with Carl just to kind of make sure what Carl's buying is bread. So, is there anything you guys want to say to each other before you interact with these 2 people?
Yes.
Don't fight, bitch.
What are we asking them? I just say to the little group that we huddle up.
Just be friends. Be a
Yeah,
normal.
maybe get to know them.
Okay.
We should get to know, maybe ask a few questions, maybe subtly ask if there's any work around town they might know of, and just kind of maybe that we might be interested on stuff, but maybe
Like-
don't mention that we're goody two shoe heroes. I'd say we avoid that at all possible.
As a native Thalian, as a native Mitrosian, what would I know of the cult of the snake? Do I know if they're good or bad or kind of?
You don't really know much, to be honest.
Okay.
They're not. They're like they don't predate you, as in like they're not. They're more like they've been around for like a couple, like 10, maybe 15 years. It's hard to tell. And they're some form like most of what you've heard in relation to them has just been in relation to theft.
Okay.
It's only in like the recent like last couple of months ish, maybe a little bit more, that it's escalated a little bit.
So
That like that's even saying that much is like that's the most you would know.
Okay.
Because none of you run in that circle. Okay.
I guess we'll just kind of chat with them and see if they have a job for us, if they potentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So you go over, Prometheus and Xander leading the way.
Yeah. How you going, guys?
They're both kind of leaning back, comfortable. One of them holding his cup in his hand, his beer in his hand, and he goes, how do you do?
I have a nice evening there for you. Is it a full moon or?
Yeah, we're having a good time, spending some coin, enjoying ourselves.
Very good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
What's your poison?
The house ale.
It's good.
Nothing beats it.
It's good shit.
Yeah. It's not the best shit,
Great.
but
It's decent.
it's like, yeah, it hits the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Any particular reason you came over to our table?
We're just.
The one that's speaking is like the one that's nearest to the wall, and he's like he's the more kind of attractive of the two. He's got a bit of a goatee. The other one looks a little bit more, I wouldn't say beat up, because there's no evidence of like any fighting on his face. It's just like some like nicks and scars on his face, and he's a bit thinner, and he's also like in a jovial enough mood, but he's a bit more closed off than the other one.
Well, I mean, you look like two interesting gentlemen that might know some specifics about the Mitros. It's been a while since I've been back. I used to be in the Navy, and we're here. My friends are just looking for any interesting rumors you might know about the city at the moment.
Rumors. Well, Nero, what do you know? And gestures to the guy across from him. And you just see Nero, just lean forward in his chair a little bit, because I've been hearing that a lot of minotaurs are going up for sale at the moment. It's the Nerdagon estate are spending a lot of money on minotaurs. Don't know what that's about.
Do you have any? You must have some guesses that seem most likely for you. What do you think they're spending the money on? Are they up to some scheme, or think they're just trying to expand their?
Maybe they're looking for some more servants. Maybe they've got some illicit fighting dens, or maybe they're just saving up the minotaurs to just spend them extravagantly in the great games. Battle of the 100 Hands. It's been known to claim a few lives.
Do you think they
And
could
it's
be
cheaper if it's just a minotaur.
How's a minotaur as a warrior? I mean, it's good as a gladiator, but I think they could organize a small bit of a private army through with minotaurs. Is that a bit outrageous to think?
That is entirely your own opinion. I did not say that, but if you want to make that assumption, up to you.
I'm just spitballing, you know.
Yeah, I'm all for the hashing out of these kind of things, but confirm or deny.
Did they have any emblems or tattoos that would identify them of like any snake-ish tattoos, or any
make a perception check.
Anything that would be obviously perceivable, maybe, or something that I could know.
Yeah. So 16. You don't notice anything on Nero, the one nearest you.
Ironic.
But just looking at him, you see like some scars on his face to show that like he's seen some battle or seen a knife or some weapons in the past. And he's wearing comfortable clothing. So you see like a little hint of what looks to be armor underneath. Just like a leather armor underneath his like nice clothing. And then but across from him, you do see at the base of the wrist on the left hand of the man opposite him, you see the tail of a snake. What looks to be the tail end of a snake. Near his wrist. Looking like it leads up.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you see.
Okay. You guys look like two men who aren't shy of violence, I'd say. And I don't mean I'm just saying with the armor, it looks pretty cool armor. I mean, obviously we're ready for anything as well. But what's that on your wrist? I'm gonna kind of point. I don't have any tattoos myself, but
The moment you point it out, he just kind of shifts his sleeve so you can't see anymore. Oh, it's just something personal to me. And then he just moves the arm so you can't even see the inside of his wrist anymore.
Don't worry. I've pretty bad battle scars myself.
Oh yeah, I got cut up when I was a kid one time, and I took some ink just to cover it up.
Yeah, that's my armor's hiding quite a chubby
What's
room.
your name?
Anyway, battle scars anyway. It's Xander.
Xander.
Yeah, I'm a native here.
Yeah. Have you done some gladiator work up in?
I have, yeah. I've fought a fair few times now.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard your name before.
It's
Yeah.
quite the arena. Lot
Good
of
for you.
lot
do
of
you have
money
any?
out of it, but it's definitely
Entertaining,
you're
exhilarating.
yeah. You need to
Would
have
you,
you need to have the cojones for it.
Very true. I wouldn't do it myself.
Would you fight many mythical creatures at all?
Mythical? No. I stick any fights that I do with the strictly mortal.
Wise decision.
Yeah, it's good for your long term for the long term longevity.
Could I do insight check?
Yep. Insight. There you go. 16. He seems like he does recognize he's honest in like his recognition of you and in his in his appreciation of your past what do you call it? Your past profession.
Yeah.
When Prometheus mentioned mythical creatures, he shifted a little bit in his seat, but everything else about what he was saying seemed truthful.
Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
Prometheus, you wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Where do you guys usually hang? Are you guys from the city, or would you guys be around the? Are you from the port, or are you from Cynthians Row? Can I name out a few localities looking for any indications of them to kind of like just react to as well?
Yeah, if you look at the map in the Odyssey channel.
Oh, I've got it here.
I think I'll
So
pin it
I'm.
actually.
I'm gonna open original. Open it right there. So I'm pretty much going to pay like rapt attention to as a name off a few places, and just I'm gonna be like, oh, where do you guys like to hang? Do you guys hang around the Stygian,
Eugene.
Stygian's row. Do you like around the Temple of Etheria? Are you from the Metaculies? Exploring the pronunciation, but I was kind of
Yeah.
where you-
Like you say, like Stygian Row around like Temple of Theory, Metacles districts. I'll prompt you for an perception, an insight check when you're saying this. Okay. 14. They say it's like, we hang around here now mostly, but we were born in the Metacles district. Yeah, grew up there. Yeah, that
Mm.
was. What about yourself? Where'd you? Are you native or where'd you grow up?
Yeah, I'm from the ports as well. Mainly hung around here, the docks, Medic East district as well, but spent a lot of time around the Vulcanus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vulcanus district as well. I always loved
Oh,
going
yeah.
down to the statues. In my childhood and hang around with the sailors. And they
Good,
kind of
good.
raised me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see another person of this part of the city. As long as you're not from Aparius, I don't really give a shit, or Alexia.
Yeah, no, fuck those chaps. But do you guys, you wouldn't know of any, let's say, well-paying contracts for rough men not shy of violence? You know,
I'd say I do. Say we do.
you can't say. Or sorry,
Well,
I missed that.
say we do. What's in it for us?
I mean, if there's a very lucrative contract, that might be a reward fee once we get in touch with getting this contract through. Or, I mean, you could always join us on, but if you could build up some trust, I need to know more about you guys before we delve into anything of such nature.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, trust goes both ways. Like, we get that. What kind of work are you looking for? Are you looking for like the kind of like on the thievery side? Well, sorry, not thievery. I would never imply that anyone here is are thieves, but more on
Naturally,
like the reappropriation of wealth, or are we looking on more goody two shoes kind of work, or?
Well, the reappropriation of wealth. I mean, now I know people might be a bit sensitive. I'm just kind of maybe, but are you guys fond of those Sidon freaks or the cult of
Sorry,
Etheria?
no. We don't. My brother and I don't. We don't involve ourselves in religious institutions. We like to, because things get messy when if you happen to anger a high priest who then
Yeah.
passes it up the chain. And we'll say if you're looking for a reappropriation of wealth, the one place you just never touch, the Vault of Talea. Never go there. It's a terrible idea. Because you do that, you will be hated by fucking everyone. I heard
Where's
about
the
some.
vault?
It's near the Great Agora. It's to the south of the gardens and the Agora. But I remember hearing a story of a crew of 6 guys that went in, tried to rob the place, and were so horrifically torn apart by these stone hands that just erupted from the ground and just ripped them to shreds. Like, it was apparently gore everywhere. It took the city like what do you call them? The cleaners, the ones that clean the shit off the streets. It took them like 3 weeks to get all the blood away. It was so messy, and to repair the roads from when the hands tore up. So like, if you're looking for reappropriation of wealth, if you want it, that's the one place would never touch. But Minotaur Market. A lot of money flows through there. If you don't give a shit about, the Nerdagons are always a good one. We like to, my brother and I like to occasionally rile them up. If you don't give a shit about temples and their deities, Temple of Theory is rolling in a fair amount of dough.
Would such good men as yourselves have any ideas how one would go? Any weak points or where one would get target? Not that we would do it. Not that either of you good gentlemen would do it either.
Yeah, of course. But I'd say if you're looking for, make a persuasion check. Atheist persuasion.
Oof.
12.
Fuck.
Okay, you got a decent bonus. 7 bonus chases. They're just like, not to say that any of us have any intention of darkening the doors of any of these institutions, but we might know some details, but at the same time, you'd have to do some stuff for us first before we potentially give you any of that information.
And who are you? Who's the we? You know?
Oh, my brother and I.
Okay.
Oh, it's very dangerous to be a duo partnership in these parts with all the gangs and groups and cults going around. You know.
We have our connections. We do well for each other.
That's pretty good.
Well,
I look over to Phoebe and Leia and Carl, see what they're.
If you want to, how do we say, prove yourselves, there is a shipment of minotaurs coming in the next 2 days. They're headed for the Minotaur market. Maybe they don't. Maybe they get waylaid along the way, and the Minotaurs are spirited away.
Seems like a hard thing to do. Steal a few gigantic minotaurs.
Up to you.
Where would these be spirited away to?
LA.
I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can put up a some lodgings in maybe the Vulcanist district.
I look over to Leia. You want to do a heist for Minotaurs?
Oh shit! I've been chugging beers ever since you guys started talking, bro.
So
I have no idea what's happening.
He like the other one is like looking at the two of you. It's like, well, are you interested?
Let's go.
I am.
If you pull this off and you don't throw us under the bus, I'm sure we can look at bigger things.
Do you know who owns the shipment, by the way? Just for you don't step on the wrong toes, or at least know whose toes you're stepping on. More important.
The Antonius household.
Do you know where
they live up in Pashavgos. They're mid-tier merchants.
Would I know them? Because
you would have heard of them. They live like they would have like been, I wouldn't say neighbors.
Yeah.
But they would you would know of like an elderly member of the Antonius household that it's kind of very austere. They're like they're a mid-tier kind of noble enough house, merchant house. They got a lot of ties with some of the more powerful ones, but they're kind of just
Do you know where the allegiance would lie with who they support, the five gods or side on at the moment? Odd question, I know, but
yeah. In times like this, it's getting more important. That is true. To be honest, they don't really. I haven't seen or heard of any of their household kind of visiting any of the temples on festive days. They tend to keep to themselves. Maybe the smarter people, the smarter merchants in the city, tend not to declare themselves. Only those that are maybe they're smarter. Maybe they're just people with more to hide. Hard to tell these days. People are being a bit more paranoid about who they deal with.
do you mind if I talk to the party, to my friends here just for a moment? We'll be back in a few minutes just to
Sure, yeah.
consider it.
My brother and I would keep on drinking.
Yeah, no, it won't.
So you step away. I'll move you over.
Yeah,
There
okay.
you go. Good.
All right, guys, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for this heist, or will we try to do something else?
Let's go. But
Wait,
we need to
so-
plan this heist.
So, what? Let's get this on details straight. I've also been chugging beer right now.
Is this IRL, Jasmine, or BB?
Sure. Yes.
How much?
So this what they're asking for us to steal the minotaurs that are coming in,
Yeah.
and this is but they're bad guys.
Well,
So what they're stealing the minotaurs for?
well, we're setting them free, aren't we?
Is that what they're expecting of us, or is that what we're probably gonna do if we go for it? I agree that we should set them free, but
Now, if we're taking a lot of the danger of this heist, we should get the majority of the proceeds now. But the question is, does this cross over from the good to evil actions? Or is this part of the necessary good to solve,
Another evil.
to get to the end of this?
Yeah.
Another evil, does
Yeah.
that...
we
this
pay the proceeds for what exactly?
well, if we set the Minotaurs free, that's one thing we could do, but I'm not sure what they're expecting. That's a question we do need to ask. But also, if they want to maybe split the proceeds with us to get some trust, we could potentially either set free or sell the Minotaurs that we've stolen. Now there might be...
Okay, so I have a bit of an out there suggestion.
Yes.
Right? We could go full good, right? And set the Minotaurs free, basically fuck them over. Go to where we were supposed to send the Minotaurs to, and bust them. Is that a possibility?
I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
But we won't get much further with Medusa.
We will. It's fine.
Would we not, if we are going to the place where they are meant to be, like, taking in the Minotaurs, would we not be able to find out more about the cult of the snake and therefore the Medusa? I don't know. It's a genuine question.
What we could do is ignore their request and follow them.
That's also true.
Good point.
I was considering that too.
That's it. We're gonna follow them
and like just do
Wait.
like stealth like see if they go back to their lair or whatever they do. See if we can like
Yeah.
if we pay someone that's not us to give us information over the next few days as to what their movements are.
And anyway, we know like when and where the Minotaur shipment is, right? So
True.
we can just free them whenever that happens and follow these guys home.
Like if we make any action against the Minotaurs now, they're gonna know that we did it.
But if we get the information before we set the Minotaurs free, then that wouldn't matter. Right?
Kinda.
Unless we need, like, would making them our friends be useful?
I think
I think we're depending whether we go I think it's the trickery route where we, I guess, capture them
like
when we do bring them in or towards we're supposed to, or it's to follow them and find it out that way, or it's to go along with it all the way. We've got 3 different choices here, but I'm kind of unsure which one to go.
yeah.
I think go along with it all the way is a little bit of the not within the question.
Okay.
That sounds like it. Oh, please, other people tell me.
What do you think, Carl?
Well, Carl,
You know,
Leia.
as long I've been itching to kill something. So, however way you want to go about this, I don't mind. I just want to murder something.
All right, they're right there. So go ahead.
Pillaging time.
Not stopping it.
Take the contract. That's what I say.
Take the contract.
If we take the contract,
now we might,
and then
what?
we say, okay, we do follow them anyway, and see what the movements are, because we don't know what day the shipment is yet. So that could be like 2 or 3 days away.
I like the idea of just keep an eye on them.
Yeah. So
to find more information before we commit into agreeing to something.
So we don't agree, but we still follow them, or just
Yeah.
Okay.
We say we're taking under consideration for the next day or two.
Yeah.
Should we say that? Just, or do we say outright say that's not something we're interested in? Because they might get suspicious if they.
We could be like, oh, we found another contract and we're like really busy on another thing actually, after talking to all of us. So, but we'll come back to you. Like, we know how to find you, and we could ask if there's like somewhere that we can find them if it's not like here.
Don't worry.
Yeah, like.
Well, I'm not sure you should be like, showing off that you can send messages, because that's a pretty big thing, isn't it?
Well, you should. Okay, I guess at the very least, what we should do is then decline their offer, and when they leave, we have Eris, or someone else, or
Fortuna.
Yeah,
we got both of them follow.
Yeah.
Stealthily.
Are we declining or are we just waiting for a few to make the decision?
I think we're waiting for a few days to make the decision and ask somewhere to meet them.
So
if we were to take.
I like that.
If we found information of like, okay, they are associated with so and so, we would have a better understanding of.
Yeah, that's something down the line once we find more information. So we're not going to agree or make a decision right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. So, should I move back over?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So,
the two of you. Yep. Yeah. So you guys had a long ass conversation over there.
We did.
Are you interested?
We are interested, but I think we just need to do a bit more investigation on some of the background details of this. Not that we don't trust you, but I told you, like, we just need a bit extra time to figure out the
Well, what
background.
was it? What are some of your misgivings?
We'll see. Right now, we're thinking we want to.
Join me.
Well,
Join me. I'm drunk.
okay, I better
Um,
we better take care of it. But like, this is a very fruitful conversation that I think we could develop a business relationship down the line if it suited both parties to take value from. We could definitely do with the connection for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Do you have anywhere we could? Do you visit here very often, or anywhere else we could meet or send a message if you wanted to talk about this further?
you see him looking across at Nero across the way. He goes, we tend to be here most evenings. We can endeavor to be here the next evening or tomorrow. Job's time gated though. It'll be
Of
done.
course.
Has to be done by in 2 days' time. So
Naturally.
That's
Okay.
if we don't hear back from you tomorrow, we'll figure something else out.
that's good plan. Good plan.
All right.
Okay, so
Cool.
regards we shall
Have them do more investigations, so we might or might not see you tomorrow evening.
I whisper to Carl and Leia, is there like a trace spell at all?
Well,
Not that
I've
I know of,
distracted
no.
them with some of the conversation. Some other stuff. Yeah.
Oh no, Cassandra's walked away. It's
I've
just
walked
you.
away.
So you
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
say
yeah,
you like you couldn't say you've walked away. He just kind of gives you like a little like one finger salute, just to kind of as he goes back to his drink. Yeah, go on.
yeah, like Jasmine or Carl. Do you know of anything like that?
Leia or Carl, you mean? Or
Yeah,
Phoebe or Carl?
Leia or Carl.
Anyone?
Leia or Carl.
Not that I know of, no.
With me.
Okay. So probably sleep. Well, if we, what I might just do is take watch and see when they leave, and take turns.
Okay, so you're just gonna be.
I'll be like,
Prometheus is ordering some more ales, so.
I'll go to the bar, and I'll just keep. I'll try and be perceptive enough that I can know when they leave.
In that case, then Xander perception.
Can we all do that?
Well, Xander said it. So, Prometheus. Well, Leia's drinking heavily by the sounds of things. Prometheus ordered 2 for the table, so you see like a young enough waiter after you paid the bartender. I think you came to like 4 copper for the 2 drinks, Prometheus.
Okay.
You see like a young, like maybe like 15, 16-year-old boy just kind of nervously putting the drinks on the thing and just like shuffling his way through the crowd, holding the tray with 2 hands, bringing it over to the table, putting them down, and then gesturing back towards the bar as the man you had been dealing with that you did not get the name of just leans over and just gives you like a little salute just to say thanks. And the other one, Nero, turns around and gives you like a little nod. Before they both turn back and continue with their conversation and drinking. I'd say how long are you guys spending here? Because it's like we're saying it's like 20 past, nearly 8:30 in the evening. How long are you gonna? How much more longer are you gonna stay in?
I was
probably 4 hours or
thinking
more.
about
Midnight.
midnight. I was thinking about waiting, grabbing a drink, and then waiting outside with Fortuna over the entrance. To maybe one of the others can send me a message to go follow them. Maybe one or two of us should be outside waiting.
I'll wait inside.
There's going to be Prometheus outside.
I can join them outside.
Okay, Prometheus and Phoebe
We're,
outside.
we're kind of hiding. We're hiding somewhere,
Yeah, and the rest of you are kind of acting like you're enjoying the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means, okay. So, Xander, you've already rolled your perception check. What I'll have Phoebe and Prometheus do is roll stealth.
Yes.
Are you wearing your armor, Prometheus?
I will be wearing my armor, but it's Fortuna who's. Oh,
But
actually,
you are outside, and you said you're hiding. So if you're wearing your armor, then you have to roll again.
okay.
Ooh, that's a good.
Not too
roll.
bad. Not too bad.
It's still a 15 and a 16 then. Okay. So let me just make a little note of that.
Oh God.
All right. Xander, you rolled a 17. So then I'll prompt, our Vigor will keep an eye out as well while enjoying himself. So he'll get him to roll a perception check now. Rolls an 18. Okay. So then I'll have Xander, you roll 17. That means so Phoebe will move you outside.
Phoebe, can you do a message spell, or is that maybe your
Nope.
thing?
That's very much a Leia thing.
What?
Maybe we should ask Carl to join us, so that at least him and Leia can communicate. Huh?
Isn't Carl right there? I point to where I thought Carl would be. Where are
Well,
you?
no, you look. So are you having this conversation before you leave?
Yeah.
Because technically you guys have already left.
Okay.
You're outside of the tavern now. So like,
Yeah.
Xander's already rolled. You've already rolled stealth outside.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
There's some meta games. So let's keep going.
yeah, it's a bit metagamey now. This is something you should have maybe like had before you before you went outside.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah, never mind.
So Vigor would be standing beside you, Xander, Leia. I'll have. How many drinks are you having, Leia?
Do I roll a dice?
You can roll a Constitution saving throw to see whether you're drunk or not.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll prompt you now.
Is that like 5, 8 points maybe?
18. Yeah, you managed to stomach through like maybe more drink than you'd expect. Any of the rest of you that are present, on watching, Kira's also present and she's sipping away at a nice glass of wine. Leia, you're packing away the drink and you're still standing and you're still having conversations and still looking smashing.
Smash.
So that means Carl and Leia make perception checks for when the two of them leave. Kira's just vibing. Carl's with you. He's at the bar.
I thought we were outside.
No. Some of you are inside and two of them are outside.
Drunk. I don't know who
Are you? Wait, did you have the gin?
No.
Okay.
Just everything she had in her apartment. in one go.
Okay, so Leia, even though you are completely intoxicated. And you are just like every time the bartender just puts a drink in front of you, and you guys are noticing, because the bartender the head bartender knows who you are. You guys aren't being charged for drinks for yourself. And you just keep getting like a nice glass of wine or a nice like strong looking liquor in small cups being put in front of you, and you're just necking them. You're putting them down like no problem. And
I'll give them money.
you notice before anyone else, the two gentlemen in the corner finish up the drink that Prometheus gave them. After about like half an hour to 45 minutes, they were just kind of enjoying the drink as the time goes by. It's not often a dude gets a drink ball from. Before you notice them both standing up to leave. What do you do? I'll say Leia gets to react first because she saw this first. For the 22. Carl, you are just kind of doing your own thing, completely clueless to what's going on around you.
Yes, sir, I am.
I nudge whoever next to me.
Xander?
And nudge.
Okay.
Nudge again, and then like, you know.
Okay. Could I like?
After Leia's nudge, you do kind of spot them moving through the crowd
Okay.
slowly. Kind of
Because
like they're kind of like it's like a languid movement to the crowd. Like they're just like strolling and kind of gently pushing past people as they're like, it looks
Could
like they're in the
I-
middle of having like a kind of a little bit of a banter conversation.
Could I just walk ahead of them outside?
Yeah,
Could I?
sure,
Yeah,
go ahead.
So I just want to go
Okay.
outside, and I want to like just walk casually as much as I can.
Okay, in that case,
Performance.
have you roll?
Don't think you're gonna ruin this all for us, Xander, for fuck's sake.
Have you roll a performance check? How good are you at making it look casual?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, not too bad. Dude. Very good.
17. Okay. Yeah, you look casual as you're just kind of walking outside.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just pretending this is a street with a lot of houses on it. I just walk past the bush and I give Phoebe and Prometheus.
Well, what's your passive? Your passive perception is 15. You'd spot Phoebe, but you wouldn't see Prometheus.
Okay, so I say to Phoebe, or I just gesture to her that they're on the way out, and I keep walking.
You just keep walking.
Yeah.
All right.
Just keep walking.
All right. Yeah. You just keep moving and a respectable distance down the road, so as to not arouse any suspicion.
Yeah.
Can I be using Fortuna is going to be above let's say above the bar, basically hitting in the darkness because it's nighttime, and just basically keeping. Oh, damn, she's a tank. Anyway, keeping her basically up there, basically communicating back and forth. Her just giving a whereabouts of someone I've sent an image in my mind to. And
So
I'm trying to keep. We're trying to keep like so Phoebe and myself trying to keep 40 feet or more away from the doorway. So just a good bit in the darkness, you know.
All right. Roll a d20 and add 4 just for her stealth. Just if she's up on the roof.
Okay. Oh, for
Oh my god.
fuck's
Like, I know it's a natural one, but I was thinking this before you even rolled it, that it might be with advantage just because she's a fucking pseudo dragon hanging above a doorway.
Yeah, it's like a gargoyle. Like you're not gonna even notice.
Yeah. Roll again.
Natural one. Okay, not too bad. Okay, 19.
4 is 19. Okay, so she seems to be well hidden above the doorway. It's like, oh, you're lucky that I wasn't already doubting.
Yeah, I got that. I was thinking like she's stationary. It's not like she's doing acrobatics down there.
Yeah. So you see the two of them come outside, and you see the glimpses from Fortuna's viewpoint as they come outside. I'll have them both roll.
Oh, passive
No, actually,
perception.
what's their passive? Okay. So they both step outside.
We're staying away at a distance. So
Yeah. No, you both already rolled your. You don't need to keep moving. You both already rolled your stealth checks.
Will that still work if we were trying to keep out of their visual distance? So that'll work?
It's the same roll.
Same roll. Okay.
So they step outside, and you see the unnamed man that you're conversing with the most. Just pat his brother on the shoulder. There's a little murmur of words. We just Prometheus and Phoebe. Perception check.
Oof. Oh, nice.
Go.
All right, Prometheus. You know it's one of those things where you know someone's saying something in a low tone of voice, but you can't quite hear what they're saying. Phoebe, you're just able to pick up enough words to just say just the other gentleman saying, "Good luck. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let me know what you find out." And then they both split up. One heading the direction Xander went, and the other heading off in the opposite direction. So they both move away.
Can I use Fortuna to track the guy on the right, up in the sky, pretty much just keeping him in visual range, so like 60.
What's the range on Find Familiar? Or are you looking through her eyes?
I'm looking through her eyes. Actually, no. What I'm doing is I'm telling her to follow the guy on the right. So just like send her indicator to follow the guy on the right and stay hidden. That's what I'm trying to tell her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow along to be in range with her. You know. It's she's got, I call it 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah. I'm just
Keen senses.
So what I'll do then for him is okay. Then for him,
perception. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god.
okay. So with Fortuna flying up in the air behind him, just the telepathic link that you have to her is about 100 feet.
Yeah.
So past that, she is able to keep track of him. And he does move through the crowd, like the late evening crowd. People that are either making their way back to their own homes, or maybe looking to head to the Satyr's Tail themselves, or just milling about, just having casual conversations in the neighborhood that they haven't been able to have since the storm ended. And Fortuna is able to watch him just kind of casually walk through the streets, and he seems to be heading in the up until the end of your telepathic communication with Fortuna. He seems to be heading south in the direction of the Cosmoplay or the Temple of Lutheria, that kind of direction. Meanwhile, the other individual, Nero, is moving kind of in a more westerly and then southerly direction. He's crossed over a bridge and is moving through Stygian Row in the direction of the Metacles district. And then
Go,
Yeah, I'm following this guy, just keeping in the 100 meters, 100 feet range, whatever, and just constantly, just
Okay.
using like constant feedback to stay within 100 feet of him.
Okay. In that
I
case,
know
I'm
if I'm-
gonna need a stealth check from you.
Give
This is another thing you do. You're not. Your guidance is range of touch, and
Now, and
you're
the
not
question.
following me.
So I understand stealth check here, but if I'm outside 60 feet of him, will he have any ability to perceive me?
Yeah.
That's a,
There's lights on the street, man. There's lanterns and stuff like that. There's like a
okay.
whole lantern. There's like there's all these different guilds.
I'm a
So 21.
ninja. I'm
But
a ninja. He can't see shit. No,
you also are wearing heavy armor, so that's what
no, I'm
disadvantage.
naked. I'm naked. Just with a cloak on.
That'd be even more of a disadvantage.
There you go.
For fuck's sake, it's going to be a 1.
Pre.
3.
Maybe you shouldn't have sent the guy in the big heavy armor to go meandering after these people. So there is a moment, Prometheus, where you're just kind of moving to the crowd, and you're kind of trying to keep a glimpse of him. Just like occasionally you spot the back of his head, and like through Fortuna, you can see it's like you like whenever you peer through her eyes, you go momentarily blind. And there's a moment where you peer through her eyes and you see where he's going, the direction he's going, and then you flash back to yourself and you found you'd walked into a person and then into another person, stumbled in, and you were very lucky to avoid someone throwing their chamber pot out of a window. But you cause a bit of a scene as you stumble to the ground, and you're on the ground. You quickly correct yourself and stand back up, and you're desperately looking around. You flash back to Fortuna's vision. She still seems to have a hold of him, but he did cause a ruckus. And you see through Fortuna's vision, you do see him turn, look back, smile, and then look up at Fortuna in the sky. That's kind of flying up in the air, but like kind of circling and just looking in the shadows. He does turn, peek up at her, like noticing her, noticing you now following. He just gives a little smile, and there's a moment where it's like one of those things, a scene in Jason Bourne movie where like he's walking along and then a car goes by, and then all of a sudden Jason Bourne's gone. It's the same thing here, where you're watching through Fortuna's eyes, and you see him turn a corner. Fortuna follows, and he's gone completely. No sign of
I
him.
get another perception check for where he's gone.
Or Fortuna, yeah. Roll a d20.
Oh, okay, it's gonna be a hard one to beat too.
23.
Oh, okay, never mind.
With 14 plus 4 is 18. Fortuna turns the corner.
Actually, she does have advantage in all sense
Okay,
check.
roll again.
Okay. She does.
You literally need.
You need 23.
Oh, what up?
22. Fortuna turns the corner. You're kind of like just stumbling to your feet, and you flash in. You're kind of like flashing in and out of Fortuna's vision as you're kind of going blind and deaf every time you do this. You blind yourself and deafen yourself just to see and hear what Fortuna sees as she flies around the same corner that he went around, and he's gone.
Okay.
No clue where he could have been. It's like it's not an alleyway. It's like another street, but there's people everywhere. Like people, not everywhere, but like a lot of people. And there's doorways. There's some like stalls that are being folded up, like late night vendors that were maybe selling some food, that are just like shutting down. And he's just disappeared. That ends that section. To go to the other one. Xander, are you Xander and Phoebe? You see Nero walking to the left.
Okay.
I do see Carl from where I am. Is there any chance I can like give him a bit of a signal to like calm the hell out and follow this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you control my character for me, Dan? Because my browser's kind of fucked and I can't actually
Yeah.
move my guy.
Okay, that's fine. I can move. Where do you want to move?
I can't even move the screen.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I changed some settings in like Google a few days ago. It's a bit
Okay.
janky. Need to fix it.
Yeah. We can fix that like some other time. I know
But
some
I'll
rough
no,
things to
it's
improve performance.
I know how to fix it, but like it
Okay.
would break the browser. But more so like even keep me beside Phoebe since she's calling me over.
Okay. So yeah, I'd say like you can make a gesture like through the crowd. Carl, he knows you're out there. You might have had I don't. Carl, do you drink?
No, but I do want to eat a bread roll of poison.
Okay,
But
so he's
we'll,
no
we'll have it.
intoxication, but you're like Carl's eating, so he would have seen. He'd be keeping an eye out, so he would have come over to you after Nero walked away.
Cool. I kind of whisper to him, being like, "You the salesy guy. You the ninja. Can you like go? Do you see that guy? Let's go. Follow him.
That guy there.
Follow
All
him."
right. Let's go. Start
Okay.
walking.
All right.
Trying to be sneaky.
So the two of you are going to be following him. Xander.
What direction on the map are we heading?
He is heading. So if you zoom in on the map, the Souter's Tail, you see the bridge just before the Y and the G, above the Y and the G. He's heading for that bridge.
Okay.
Whereas the other guy had gone to the right and then down towards the Temple of Lutheria.
Okay, I would like. Okay. I would like to walk a good distance ahead. Definitely across the bridge, and I'll go down maybe about 200 meters.
Yeah.
And
Along the river, yeah.
Just to give no illusion, and yeah. So and then kind of like
Okay.
find a bench to just sit. And
Who did a?
Oh,
okay.
Actually, I'll just and then I'll walk at a normal pace, and then as I get around that area, I'll like slow up and like check behind me, kind of thing, to see if I see him.
Okay, so Xander, you're gonna walk a distance. What I'll do is, you're walking a fair distance out of any form of contact range of any of your party members at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll have you roll a stealth check, and you are wearing heavy armor as well.
I'm actually not being stealthy. I'm not trying to be stealthy. I'm just.
But you're not trying to be stealthy. You're
yeah.
just trying to.
I'm just acting normal.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. In that case, if you're just acting normal, sitting on a bench, maybe 200 meters, 300 feet away from the bridge that you would see him crossing.
Okay.
So then the question is, Phoebe and Carl, how good do you guys roll on stealth? If you're following, Phoebe, Carl, stealth check.
Can I follow Carl? And Carl follow that guy. Do you know what I mean? If I'm like further away.
Okay. Well, you both still have to roll stealth so you don't get noticed.
Okay, yeah. It's just hopefully like easier. Oh, JK.
Okay. Okay. So you both follow Nero as he's also kind of walking casually into in a southwesterly direction as he comes to the bridge. And he comes to the bridge, he kind of stops at the edge of the bridge, and he just leans against it for a second, and he tilts his head a little bit to the left as he's kind of leaning against the edge, just facing the way he was walking. Leans against the left hand side of the bridge, tilts his head to the left, and then just stands back up and just keeps walking straight. You do eventually see him, Xander, and your passive perception is 15. So you would also see Carl followed a short ways later by Phoebe crossing the bridge as he moves. And as he's walking down the edge of along the riverfront, he just looks, he sees you sitting there, nods at you, gives a little smile,
Okay.
and then just keeps walking.
Yeah.
And then Carl and Phoebe, you see Xander sitting on the on a bench looking over the river. Do you keep following?
Uh,
Can I like catch up with Carl, being like, should we just pretend that we were here to see Xander all along?
Hmm. I'm actually not sure. I was thinking we just stay here. Do you sure they seen us yet?
No idea. But I feel like we weren't that sneaky. Don't know.
I mean, worst comes to shove. If they did notice us, it's not like they can do anything to us. But I think we should assume the best and assume that they haven't actually seen us and just stay our distance.
All right, cool. Let's do
You
it.
okay with that?
Okay,
Okay,
so
I just relay what I saw him do on the bridge.
as the two of them,
As the two of them go.
yeah,
Just
as the two of them are walking by, yeah, you
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
seen him do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just.
Are you joining them? Or are
Uh,
you staying where you are?
wait. What was his action on the bridge again? He
He just leaned against like one of the railings of the bridge,
Yeah.
left-hand railing of the bridge, turned his head to look as if he was looking down the river, and then just stood back up and walked along,
It's okay. It's
almost like he was looking at the corner of his eye.
okay. Interesting. I'll wait until I don't see Nero and
Mhm.
put on my disguise kit. And
Okay. What does your disguise kit change about yourself?
let me just check. Where's my gun? Where is it? Thought I had one. Clothes, costume. No. It's weird. I thought I had one, unless I used it.
Oh, I disguise kit.
Let's check
Too late for that now.
I thought I had one, but maybe not.
I do remember you having one. I don't know why it's not showing up there.
It's not in D&D Beyond either, so but like if I'm allowed to do that, I will do that.
Okay. Let me just see. Disguise kit. I just see it in Phoebe. So it's pouch of cosmetics, hair dye, and small props that let you could create disguises that change your physical appearance. Yeah. Trying to think what kind of check would this be to. Suppose this would be.
The disguise kit says intelligence.
So intelligent. So an intelligence. So roll intelligence, and are you proficient in them? No, you're not. So it's just a straight intelligence check. So
Okay.
roll a d20.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so this is like the first time you've got to be able to do some kind of subterfuge. So you're sitting on the bench and you watch Nero go by. You nod at him, he nods back at you. And you're seeing Phoebe and Carl come along. So you relay the small bit of information that you got, and you withdraw your disguise kit. And you look in your disguise kit, and the first thing you see is makeup. And your first thought is, what can I do with this? So you just start putting on some makeup, thinking, oh, it'll make me look different, and you style your hair a little bit differently. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be completely unnoticeable, completely forgetting the fact that you're still wearing the same armor and everything else. You just got a little bit
Can
bit more
I take
eyeshadow,
off
and you
my heavy armor, or
that's a process, man. Like heavy armor is it's like strapped on. It's everything.
oh, okay, it would
It's like
take a
secure.
while. Okay.
It take you a little bit to do. It's not just
Okay.
something you can just shrug off like
Yeah,
light armor,
that's fair.
maybe even medium armor. It's a bit more of a process to put on in the morning and to take off in the evening. So you put on the disguise kit, but it's not the you think it's decent, but it's, looking around, people are kind of looking at you going, what the fuck is that guy doing? Like guy in heavy armor with makeup on and like some styled hair. Looks a bit odd. You should be in a different district. You should be in the theater district. Okay, for simplicity's sake, and because it's 10:20, Phoebe and Carl, you are following Nero. He does not seem to, and Xander a little ways behind. I'll actually, because of the failure that was the disguise kit, I'll have you. If I could give you double disadvantage on a stealth check, I would. But there you go.
It's already disadvantaged enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Still a 15. Okay. So you're moving through the crowd. Xander a little ways behind Phoebe and Carl. Nero does not seem to be trying to shake you in any way. He's acknowledged your presence, Xander. When he walked by you, and you get the hint, Xander, that he also noticed Phoebe and Carl. Following. So he doesn't seem to be trying to lose you. As he leads you further south, into the Medicles district, where he enters a familiar tavern, the Laughing Fox.
interesting. Is that the one that we were at before, was it?
Yep.
Okay. Very good.
Baby.
And this tavern at this time of night, pretty busy. A fair amount of patrons, and they all seem to be not quite as rough and tumble as some of the ones that were in the Satyr's Tale. A bit more kind of not upstanding, but more kind of average, not rough. Not many rough sailor types. Even though the dockyards are in this area.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Phoebe, what's the plan?
I don't know. I didn't expect them to be like going to a tavern. We could. Is the tavern like packed enough that we can kind of
It's
quote
busy,
go in
but
unnoticed?
it's busy, but like you'd have. It's not like jammed like the Satyr's Tale was. This is like it's. Think of it like a tavern that or any bar that you could go to now, where like all the tables seem to be full and people are moving about, but at the same time there's still space to move between the tables. There's still like maybe some spots up by the bar, or you might be lucky to grab a table if you were fast enough, kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's not like people like jammed in like it's a nightclub.
Okay. And has Xander caught up at this point, or?
If you're stopped outside after you see him enter, then yeah, Xander would have caught up on him.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't enter, would we, Carl? Yeah.
Could you send a message to Leia that we're here? And Prometheus, Carl?
I went to the right side.
Yeah, she did.
Wait, are you not
So-
still
Send
back in
messages.
the Satyr's Tail?
So the moment Leia started leaving, Viger was following Leia. Because Viger all of a sudden realized, oh shit, I'm alone. And just with Kira, and Kira's just like drinking her wine. She's like, oh shit, people are leaving. Oh fuck. And she grabs another glass off the table, just chugs it, and just bails with it with you guys. So Leia, Viger, and Kira are going right after Prometheus.
Okay, so they're all in one group.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't know that, would we?
No. I think the only person with any form of communication magic spell that will travel the distance is Leia.
Oh, okay. So we just wait here for magic.
Well, I don't know if he's like doing business in there.
Well,
In which case, it might be helpful for us to find out what that is. But
could we peek through a window and maybe listen?
ooh,
Yes, you can.
Be the peeping toms you're always meant to be.
Yeah. So the person with the best stealth, not me, go peek through the window.
I think that's me.
I think it
Here,
is.
I thought that Carl was a sneaky boy.
Carl
Turned
has
out he
I
was
minus
mean-
less
one to
sneaky
dex.
than me.
Carl has -1 to all dex rolls. So
Oh,
I'm not sneaky, but my faithful companion, small as an owl, actually is an owl. Can sneak in and listen in, and I can listen through her if you want.
You could have used her a little earlier.
She doesn't like loud noises, but this is an exception.
Okay.
They can hear
Yes.
everything. Everything.
you gonna send Eris in then? Yeah.
You're sending
well,
you're sending an owl.
Is an owl inside a tavern a really good idea?
No, it's not. Not.
I mean, how tall is the tavern? Can she like hide pretty well?
The tavern. So the Laughing Fox is kind of. It's not as big as the Satyr's Tail, but it's kind of like in a row of buildings. The Laughing Fox takes up maybe 2 storefronts wide, and it's deep enough back. The roof height of it is like an average kind of bar roof type, like ceiling height. It's not like high ceilinged or anything like that. It's the Laughing Fox is more kind of like an everyman, like everyday person's tavern. It's not really like a luxurious one or just like random and chaotic like the Satyr's Tail. It's not doesn't have like a cavernous room kind of thing. It's just roof like regular ceilings.
Gotcha. In that case, since it's kind of busy, I'll send her in like sneakily and like to keep low to the ground. So like it's hard for people to notice
Okay.
her with because they're all looking forward, right?
Okay.
Can I just
d-
have like, as a native, it's like what I would know if owls just casually walk into fucking taverns, like.
How about I phrase this back as a question to you?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an owl enter a bar
No.
in real
It's
life?
like, this is.
Then why would an owl?
It's like.
I've seen a few birds do. Hey.
I just
why
like,
would an owl in?
I'm just saying this as Xander to Carl. This doesn't make any sense. Why would we put an owl in?
That's a good point.
She's small, she's hard to spot, and she can stay low on the ground. And also,
But
you wouldn't expect an owl to sneak up on you and
yeah, you
kind of
wouldn't expect an
eavesdrop
owl,
on your
but, like,
conversation.
the second anyone spots her, everyone's gonna start pointing at her and wondering what the fuck's an owl doing in here.
I think it's time you take out the disguise kit and use it on Phoebe. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right. Put it on Phoebe.
Well,
So
let's have a look through. Let's have a
Like,
look
I
through the
think
window.
we peer
first.
through the window. That's what we should do
Okay.
first. Yeah.
Who's peering through the window?
I'll peer through a window. I'm
Easy
apparently
as-
stealthy.
Okay, so what I'll do is have you roll. No, if you're just peering through a window, yeah, you can do that without needing it to roll a stealth check. It's if you enter. Oh boy, a natural one.
Oh
Oh
no.
my
So Phoebe, you move up to a window that like leads it, like you know is into the tavern, and you kind of put an eye up, and all you see is the back of a person, like someone's got their back to the window and just blocking your view. It's like, oh fuck. Okay, so you move across a little bit more, and you look through, and you just see like the person that was sitting right beside them. It's like, what the fuck? Why the people are shifting around in front of the windows in front of you, and then you move to the next window along, and you're looking through, and you don't really see much of anything, just like like regular people moving around, and then glass gets a little bit foggy from you standing there and you're just breathing. So then you move to the next window and you realize that's not a window, that's a door. And you're standing in front of the doorway looking through, and I'll need you to make a stealth check here.
Oh shit.
See how good you are at
Oh, like
looking out of the way.
Thank Christ, that was only perception. Okay.
14. So you immediately duck back behind and down behind the windowsill. And it's like, you were quick enough, but you didn't see Nero in the tavern at all. All you really saw was just like people milling about and the back of two people that were sitting at the left-handmost window. Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
see anything.
Two things. One, can I write a verse about this?
About it's not really something to really write a verse about. Like you failing a perception check looking through a window. All you saw was like maybe a little bit of a butt crack of the guy sitting at the windowsill, sitting
Could
by the
have been a
window.
little funny.
A
I don't
verse
know.
about a butt crack.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like a full verse of it, like of your epic story about the time you looked through a window and all you saw was a butt crack.
I know butts are pretty epic sometimes.
That's true.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Cool. I guess the next step that we can take, the only next step that we can take, is I use my disguise kit. What do you guys think?
Is that a one use thing? Is it? I'm not there, but I'm just wondering if.
I don't think so.
I think it's like
It's just a
it's
thing.
almost
Yeah.
like cutlery.
Yeah.
It's just like you have it with you.
Fair enough.
Hey, I will say if you're using it like a fuckload, like if you're using it like maybe 20 times, I'll say maybe you run out of the some of the more like the consumable aspects of disguise kit. But yeah, in this case, yeah, you can reuse them.
Yeah.
Or do you think we just give up?
Do you want me to help you or not help you? Because you can see how bad I did it.
Yeah, you see like where Alexander was trying to do some eyeshadow and it just completely just runs off the side of his face.
Yeah, all help would be nice, especially given you've just recently used it. But I do have proficiency with it, so hopefully I'll be a little bit better.
Okay, so your proficiency, so intelligence plus your proficiency modifier. Or, is there an option for?
Do I not just do a
Oh,
straight
yeah.
intelligence check?
Yeah, just do a straight intelligence. No, wait, with advantage because you're getting helped.
Oh yay!
Plus your proficiency modifier, which is 3.
Yeah.
So that's 22.
Hell yeah!
So, Xander, you realize you're much better at applying a disguise to someone else rather than yourself, especially when you don't have a mirror.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of you manage to change Phoebe and maybe like just change enough about her that this looks like a completely different satyr.
Cool. That's what we're going for.
Yeah. Okay, so Phoebe, you look disguised enough that like most people, when they look at you, would be like, wouldn't even think that you were the same individual.
Okay. I kind of walk in a little bit, just a little bit wobbly, you know,
Yeah.
and try and spot this Nero guy.
Okay. Let's have you make a perception check then. 8.
Eh.
So you step inside, and you're kind of subtly looking around as you're making a kind of a bit like making it looking like a little bit tipsy, making yourself look a little bit tipsy. You're looking around, kind of glancing between all the tables. You do not see Nero at all in the tavern.
Okay. I just kind of slowly just sort of stumble back, being like, double back, find Xander and Carl, being like, can't find him.
What if we what if you asked the bartender if he came in?
Okay. Well,
Or
and just to double check,
just
our plan, I'm gonna try and find him and see what the hell he's doing, right? Like from afar. I'm not gonna try and like
yeah, like
interact with him.
you can if you want, but I'd suggest just observe him if you see him.
Okay.
Like actually, I would like to roll perception now anyway, just to show.
Looking through the window.
Just generally looking around to see if he has
Look.
left at any point or if he has gone. Do I see a back alley if anything? Would I see a back door?
Let's see.
Maybe.
With a 16, looking around, you don't see any sign of him on the street that you're on. And then you kind of glance through the window, and you do see what looks to be a back door. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortuna saying that. Yeah, I like that. I love that Fortuna
So
said that.
I'll just have my eyes on the back door, mainly, and then like I'll temporarily look at the main door occasionally, but I'll be mostly focused on the back door. If anything
Okay.
comes out of it.
Yeah, okay. You're looking there. So what are you doing, Carl and Phoebe? Was Xander looks at the back door.
How do you want to do anything more?
Do you want to go back to what Prometheus and Lair and the other guys are doing just while they?
Sorry, I was muted. Could I send my owl on the roof to see if there's like a hole on the roof that she can go in, and then she could like eavesdrop in the woodwork?
It's a well maintained roof, so you don't see anywhere for her to kind of duck in. Because like this part of town, this part of the dockyards is like better. The Vulcanus area is a bit more kind of in terms of like places. It's more like it's not as well looked after. So if you're looking for more like that kind of like shitty roof that you might be able to get your owl through, that would be better. But in the Medicles area, especially this tavern, it's a well maintained tavern. The tavern keeper has a lot of pride for it. So there's no real kind of openings for Eris to fly through. But as Eris does fly over, and do you look through her eyes when she's flying?
Yeah. Once I send her up, like I'm looking through her eyes.
Yeah, you do see there is a back alley that runs behind all of these houses, all of this row of buildings. And you see, looking down with Eris and her night vision, you do see evidence of like old casks and stuff like that that might be put out there through the back door.
Okay, I gotcha. I'll go back on my eyes, and I think it's just Phoebe beside me now.
Well, like Phoebe didn't go inside, so Phoebe and Xander, but Xander is kind of focused on the back door, just making sure no one's kind of making their way to it, just to kind of keeping an eye on it, and then no one's going to come back through it. So, good.
Gotcha. I'll just like very quickly relay the information that there is a back door, and we could, sneakily go through if we don't want to get seen from the front.
Do you all want to go keep an eye, or maybe one of you can go keep an eye on the back door, one of you can stay in the front door, and then I'll go in. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure, I'll go to the back. I'll hide in the
All
back.
right.
So, are you going to go to the back, Carl, or are you going to just send Eris?
I'm personally going to go into the back, but I'm
Okay.
gonna like
So you have to move
keep a
back up
good
around
distance.
the block of buildings, and you do kind of find the back alley, and you kind of hunker down a little bit and keeping an eye on what where you see like the barrels piled up, the same ones you saw through Eris, and the back door to the tavern. So Phoebe, you're entering.
So I'll
Anything you
refocus to the front door then, as Carl is now on the
so
back.
Phoebe, you enter. Perception check.
Hey, I get to do it again. Please be better.
12. Looking around, you see the familiar figure of the tavern keeper, John the Broad. Big guy, and he's like harshly just joking with some of his customers at the bar. Like slams down a like big like big, what do you call it, jug in front of like what looks like a half elf. And it's like a lively environment, and it's enough where like you're looking around and you kind of you feel like you got a decent look at every one of the tables and everyone in the tavern, just kind of subtly looking around. You do not see Nero there at all. No sign of him.
Cool. Okay. I go up to the barkeep, a little bit wobbly.
Yeah.
And I change my voice slightly to be a little bit more like sultry. I don't know. And it was like, excuse me, barkeep.
Welcome to the Laughing Fox, miss. What can I do for you?
I saw someone come in here and he looked like my kind of man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was really distinct. It's like, and I described Nero. Is there any chance he like came through here?
You seem kind of thinking of maybe when was this? When did he come through?
I could have sworn I saw him come in like 5 minutes ago, maybe.
Oh no, I didn't see anyone come in. No one
No.
matching your mystery man's description. I'm sorry, love. I love to reunite lost lovers, but unfortunately, I don't think I he's kind of looking around. It's like I don't really see him here today. Maybe I'll let. How about this? If you do come back and I see him, or if I see him, and I'll let him know you're looking for him.
You know the person I'm looking for?
No, but if a person following that your description comes through, I'll let him know. Gorgeous looking satyr is after him, interested in him.
Shit. Okay. Well, You know what? You don't have to do that for me. I'm a little bit shy. I wasn't. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I understand. I understand. You wanna do the I understand. Don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. It was just an offer, but yeah, no, I haven't seen any man following that description come through here. It's been a busy night. First and major night open since the storm, so it's a bit busy for me. So I might have missed them come through. Sorry, love.
Oh, congratulations. Hey.
Would you like something to drink?
Well, this kind of ruined my night, if I'm being honest with you, but you've been really nice. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
And I just kind of walk away.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He just goes, "Sorry about that, miss. Have a good night," as you leave.
Okay, cool. I go like find Xander, being like, yeah, I don't know what happened. He must have
Oh,
like
no.
disappeared.
I wonder if he was using that disguise kit as well.
Shit. I also, now that I think about it, don't know if that barkeep was lying to me, but we kind of know the guy, right? He was kind of cool.
He's pretty chill. Though he has probably like a couple dozen customers coming in every so often, so he wouldn't be able to keep track of that. So, too easily. Like we can just wait for a little bit, see what the other guys, see if they contact us, see if they have any update. Like, could kind of wait here. I don't know what time it is now, but
It's say by this stage it's like 10:30.
okay. We can wait here for like
Um,
a little bit, but would there be any point in doing like a detect magic to see if he like left a remnants behind him, if he like teleported somewhere, or I don't know, kind of vanished?
Something Detect Magic can do.
I'm not sure.
Who cares? Right. If we're gonna wait here anyway, then yeah, I can in fact, I can probably detect magic. Where's my detect magic? There she is. I can just cast the spell, that's fine.
Okay.
okay. So you cast detect magic, and that's what, a range of 30 feet.
It's got whatever that is.
Yeah, it's a range of 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn the school of magic, if any. Can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt. So you detect. Are you in the tavern, or you're outside the tavern? Are you?
I'm outside the tavern, but I'll keep to the wall.
Okay, so from the outside of the tavern, you
Fucking
okay,
around.
hold on.
No, go on.
So you detect from outside the tavern, you detect 3 things. The
Ooh.
first is a faint kind of magic that was on the sign of the tavern. That I need to look up my schools of magic. That seems to be a form of like enchantment that's been done to the sign. And then you detect 2 faint pinpricks of magic inside, and one also being enchantment, and the other being a form of abjuration. And looking inside the window, you do see the faint glow appear around the necklace of a woman, that being that of enchantment, and then the abjuration being on the ring of the individual sitting opposite her.
Do we recognize the woman or the person sitting opposite her at all?
No, they look on the wealthier side, but they don't look wealthy. Their clothes are of a finer kind of like have a finer kind of texture to them, but they're not like extravagant, and they're not like silk or anything like that. They're just kind of a nicer kind of clothing than some of the other people that are here. But yeah, they don't look all
Okay.
too.
I relay this back to Xander. Like, so far. Well, I can like walk around the tavern from the
Mhm.
outside, right, and kind of peep into the different windows and see if
Yeah.
there's anything else.
That is the only magic that you pick up that isn't something you'd expect. Like you see on some of the other signs, like of other stores and like bakeries and other things around that, like they all have some form of enchantment on the sign, maybe to protect it from weather or some. It all feels like average.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I relay back to Xander, and I'm like, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's anything here.
Meanwhile, the other four are currently getting pissed in the tavern.
Yeah,
Oh, did you guys
and
go
we're
back
going back to
to
Babs.
or actually, we don't need
Yeah.
to know. Actually, you
Yeah, they
guys-
went back to the Satyr's Tail,
Okay.
but you guys wouldn't know that.
Should we
Okay.
wait for like 10 minutes and then give up?
Yeah. We'll linger here for the next a little bit and see if anything happens.
Okay, so the two of you are doing that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Carl's just sitting in the back alley, watching the back door.
Nobody,
Yeah.
no one told me anything.
No one told him anything.
Yeah.
We'll go get
Um,
Carl before we
We'll
go.
tell him eventually, but.
Okay, so 10 minutes go by. Like Prometheus, Leia, Vigor, and Kira are all back in the Satyr's Tail. Prometheus acting a bit more of a maggot around in the tavern, just kind of
No.
not doing anything, not making a nuisance of himself, but like enjoying himself. Meanwhile, Kira is packing away the wine. Like there's one moment you see her with a full glass, and then the next moment, Leia, you look over at her, she's just after downing it, and she's like beckoning for the bartender or for any server to just give her a little bit more. And she's just kind of like sitting in her chair, just kind of every time you look over at her, she gets a little bit lower, a little bit lower. Vigor is enjoying himself as well. So after the 10 minutes go by, Phoebe and Xander, do you call it there and find Carl, or what do you do?
I think we call it.
Can you relay what exactly? He definitely went in and
He went into the tavern,
yeah.
and from the distance you went to, you lingered outside for a few minutes, and then you went in, and he wasn't there.
Yeah. Okay. I have no idea. I guess we just go, because if we can't find him,
Yeah. We'll go see Carl. Maybe he's seen something.
yeah, we'll just go back.
Mhm.
We'll go back to Carl.
Okay.
And just relay that. Okay, well, what do you think we should do? We don't really think he's here anymore. He must have vanished somehow. What do you think?
Dan, when we were following your one earlier, would Eris have like gotten a faint, like gotten his smell off him?
I'd say no. It's like I don't know how, like, he didn't have like a very kind of it's just he was in a tavern, then he was in a crowd moving through, and then I don't think she would have really been able to pick up a scent like that.
I know, but outside while we were following him, because I'm assuming people in this time don't exactly like shower that often, so he would probably stink
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
What's his odor level like?
Well,
Like I would say she would recognize his scent, but she wouldn't be able to trace it through the air like a bloodhound. So like if there was a specific thing that he might have touched or been near, she might be able to recognize it. But otherwise, like she wouldn't be able to just like you throw a sock into her face and she's able to just like immediately lead you in the direction of where the sock came of that scent, kind of thing.
yeah, no, it wouldn't make sense that way. Okay, in that case, would she if I sent her to the back door, the entrance, would she be able to tell whether he passed by the back?
Roll a d20 with advantage. So roll 2d20 and add 3 for perception. 3, yeah.
My Windows is busted.
Oh yeah, so I'll roll 3d20, 2d20.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
So that is a 13. So a 10 plus 3. 13. I'd say like a 13. She is able to pick up a hint of something similar at the back door.
All right, I'll just tell Prometheus and Phoebe. Yeah, no, he duped us.
Xander and Phoebe.
Sorry, Sander and Phoebe. Sorry, Prometheus isn't even here. Yeah, no, sorry, he duped us. I think he went out the back as soon as he went in.
All right. What if we just keep going? Well, like legit. Like, what if we just keep running towards the street? Would that be just really stupid, or?
Well, you spent like 15 minutes outside the
that's
front
true.
of the tavern.
That's true.
If you had sprinted around the back when he went through, maybe. But at this stage, you have no clue where he could have gone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll just head back to the Satyr's Tail, and have a few drinks to drain our disappointing evening.
Okay.
If you guys are happy with that, of course.
All right, I think that's a good place to end it then. If everyone's back in the tavern,
I think so.
It's just like we have all this
I was-
suspense built up, and it's like nope.
Oh, we
you
tried.
got really unlucky on some rolls.
Yeah.
Like I will say your stealth rolls were below their passive perception.
Right. Yeah.
And then Prometheus got really unlucky with his roll. And he got really lucky with his stealth.
Yeah, that's crazy. 23.
Yeah, rolled a 19. Like it was something where like he could have easily gone in your favor, but the dice were not with you this evening. They were with you for other parts of it. You got a lot more information from them.
That's fair. Yeah. No, we'll pick it up next time.
I think next time I think
They both seemed skilled at evading
Yeah.
followers.
Very
Yeah.
skilled, actually.
Probably about rogue personalities, and we have no rogues, so it's not too good.
Yep. The one downside, you're trying to do a little bit of subterfuge and you don't have a rogue. It's kind of shit.
Yeah.
Try to time to subclass into one.
Oh yeah, always an
Maybe.
option.
I
Yeah.
would be considered doing that now. Yeah.
Okay.
Fighter rogue's powerful, to be fair. But you
Just
need a
with sneak
backstory.
attack, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stop the stream there.